What's up, good day, people? I don't know what I just said. Good Monday morning. I think today is Monday. The time changed yesterday. Spring forward. I think too early, in my opinion, because I'm more used to it having had happen at the end of the month or a little bit later. But I didn't even know until Saturday night. That's how busy I've been. But today is March something. Whatever. The Monday after the time set, figured out. And on my usual drive, and I got my baby boy back there, and just enjoying the weather. Over the weekend, Compton was in the news more than usual, and not for what you would think. Not the violence, not the donuts, what do you call it, the street takeover donut stuff that they've been in the news a lot for. No. They've been in the news for something else. Corruption. Not for. I mean, there's probably some corruption, but they're in the news for what do I want to say? Hold on, I'm just trying to put the AC on here because it's getting kind of warm. They're in the news for two things. The first one that I remember seeing in the news over the weekend was about potholes. This Hispanic couple, got so fed up with all those holes in the streets. I mean, I'm talking about every single street in Compton is bad. All the major streets, Compton Boulevard, Alondra, Rosecrans, did I say Compton Boulevard? Compton Boulevard, Willowbrook, Alameda, Greenleaf, Central, Wilmington, Long Beach, the part that is in Compton, Santa Fe, and even the little streets, where I used to live it was around Willow Street, Elm Street, Spring Street, Rose Street. They were just bad, always bad. Even when we left the city of Compton back in 2015, the street where we used to live at was terrible. It was just terrible. It looked like Swiss cheese. To tell you this much, even the speed bumps that they have on the roads, they were almost non-existent too. They're just turning into dust. That's how bad it was. Most of the times when things like that would get called in or fixed, it seemed like Band-Aid solutions. It wasn't. It's probably like they got their concrete, their asphalt, their cement, whatever it was, from Wish.com instead of from a reputable vendor, or they just didn't do a good job of putting it on. I don't know what, but it was just terrible. And this has actually been going on for more years than just these recent rains that we've been getting here in Southern California. It's been going on for a very, very long time. The city of Compton looks the same as the last day of me walking home from school back in 1999. Back home from Compton High School, if you know the geography of that area, Compton High School, going all the way through the Compton Courthouse, passing through the Compton Library, the Compton Post Office, where Hollywood Video used to be at, which previously was a Sizzler, where Pollo Loco is. I think it's still there. I don't know what the store is now, but it's a supermarket. Vons used to be there, but before that it started out as the Vons way back in the days. I think it's a Superior. There used to be a Kmart there in that same shopping center all the way to the end. There used to be a Kmart there back in the days, like I want to say maybe 90s. And Taco Bell, go through the tracks on Alameda, where the burger place used to be at on Palmer and Alameda. And then sometimes they used to go up Palmer through the church, that church that's right there, right across the park. And then I used to turn on Willow Street from Palmer, where the Catholic Church was at, all the way to Elm Street and Willow. So I know that geography there. I know the streets. I know everything. The city of Compton, aside from the places that look empty, the dirt lots, the empty lots, all that stuff, the city of Compton, the streets, the buildings, everything has looked the same to me since 1999. Nothing has been upgraded. Nothing has been fixed. It looks terrible. When I left in 2015, I literally said that this city could be a candidate for a Walking Dead series because of how bad, how deteriorated, how it's just not taken care of by the city. It would be a great candidate for a Walking Dead series, and how bad it looks. Like, you didn't even have to try spending billions and billions of dollars to deteriorate a city because it already looks like it. So that was 2015 when we left, and I purposely go out of my way to not go through Compton, pass through Compton or anything like that, unless I really have to, or if I'm going to go visit family that still lives there. But the streets have always been jacked up. The streets have always been potholes. It's been bad. I mean, not just the streets. I mean, the entire city. There's levels of corruption there that probably stem from way before. And I'll share a story about that. I don't know if I have shared a story. If I have shared this specific story. But yeah, the couple, they're going through every street, or I think they started the streets close to their house, because according to what they said on the news is that they had just bought themselves a new car, and hold on. Oh, he's still awake. You doing good, buddy? Yeah, he's doing good. Hey, what happened? They had just bought a new car, and these potholes were destroying their cars, their tires, and they had gone through 3 sets of tires for a big, gigantic SUV. And I'm pretty sure those gigantic SUV tires are not cheap. I don't know how much they are, but a regular tire for a regular car sometimes costs, depending on model and make and stuff like that, it could be anywhere from $100 to $500. So I can imagine an SUV needing a much more premium tire. So I'm pretty sure they went through a lot of money to replace those tires. And if the city of Compton hasn't done anything, that's not surprising to me. Especially when there's a lot of taxpayers in the city paying their taxes on whatever, their house, their property, their business, fines and fees from street sweeping, whatever other citation they might get. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of that going on. Did I turn this on? I didn't. Okay. And so they started doing it. And apparently now, because they've gotten so popular around the city, they've gotten people to donate money to them so that they can keep buying, whatever asphalt is wet asphalt that I see the guy putting on the news, and just, pounding the heck out of it. And it's just them two still. They cone up the area, make sure it's safe. They put the concrete down, and, they get applauses from the people around them. They get praise from them. And, that's something that they should not be doing. It's not their job. It's the city's job. And, it's a shame that residents have to, resort to this kind of stuff to make sure that the city, the streets, especially the streets, because I'm telling you, man, last time I drove down Willow, where I used to live at, man, that thing was just, like they got, bazookaed or something. Just every single area right there. You really can't dodge because there's so many holes. And so, I applaud these people for taking the initiative, but it's not their job. It's the city's job to do this. And, it sucks. It sucks that, they have to resort to stuff like that, because it does get frustrating when you call the city and they don't do a thing. And they just lie through their teeth about, oh, we don't have the manpower. Oh, we don't have the funds. Oh, we don't have this. Oh, we don't have that. You guys haven't had the funds for years. Be honest, probably more than 20 years. You guys have been lying about it. I still remember when the Target was, a big thing when they brought it into the city, and the mayor at the time, or whoever that was puffing himself up, talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna have the first movie theater here in Compton. We're gonna bring the city of Compton back on the map, and blah 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 blah. That never happened. Target was there, yeah, but that movie theater never happened. I probably wouldn't want to go to a movie theater in Compton because it's a movie theater in Compton. But I just believe there's just too much corruption within the city officials. Probably not 100%. I'm sure there's a few good people in there that are trying to do their job, that got voted in, whatever. I don't know who it is, because I don't know. I don't know their names. I don't know what their titles are or what they even do. But I'm sure, like in any group of officials or people or workers, business, whatever it is, if the whole business is corrupt, there's a few good apples in there that are trying to do the right thing. But 1 or 2 good apples cannot go against the rotten bunch, because it's already rotten. You can't fix that. You need to just throw the whole basket away and start all over again. That's what I think. And so these people, I wish I would have remembered their names. I'll try to find it and put it in the description below. their names in case you want to donate money for them to help them out, or if you just want to go out there and help the man, plug in all those holes and stuff. Hold on, sorry. In case you want to go and get together with him and cover up all those potholes. But yeah, it's nuts that these people have to do that. So that's the one thing. And like I said, the potholes, those issues are not new. They're not because of the rain. It's just been for years. It's never been fixed for years. So that's one of the things of why Compton was in the news. The other one was, I believe the news was it Channel 11 or whatever. They were in the Compton Adult School area, which is, let me see if I don't remember the little street that it was on, but I know the main intersection was let me see, Central Avenue and Alondra? No, Compton Boulevard. Yeah, Compton Boulevard and Central Avenue. There's where the Compton Adult School is. And there's another story there too, that I can add to this corruption of how long it's been. So the news reporter was saying about how, what's going on here? Oh, Amazon truck. What are you doing, man? The whole little town or the whole little neighborhood, they were they were protesting. There you go. They were protesting down the street, and I'm sure it's the people who own homes in that neighborhood. They're protesting down the street, talking about get rid of the RVs that have been moved away from the businesses in that area, and they have started to infiltrate, family neighborhoods. And I'm sure this is going on elsewhere, especially in the downtown Los Angeles area. But I think once these RV people start to move into a neighborhood, most of the times it's not full of good people. I'm just being honest, man. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to just say, oh yeah, like I said, just like in the city of Compton, the officials, there's probably one or two good apples there among the whole rotten bunch. Same thing with these RV people. They're probably out there. Some people have fallen, in bad times because they lost their jobs or their homes, whatever, and they're just trying to make it out of there. But the majority of these people that are out there in those RVs, either just, don't want to work, or under some sort of addiction, just are not good citizens. They're not paying taxes. They're making a mess. They're using the streets for toilets. Leaving all their trash, junk and stuff like that everywhere. And so the city isn't picking this up, and so the residents have to deal with it. So, I feel for them because, once again, just like the pothole situation, the city is not going to do anything. And if they do something, it's just going to be another Band-Aid solution, like moving them out of the businesses, the business area, the industrial area, and in this case, they were pushed to residential areas, but now they're going to get pushed to other residential areas or other areas that have not been used or whatever it is, and it's just going to become a big cycle because there's no final solution to any of this. There's no help, there's no good answer because just like in Washington, these political people, they just want power, they just want money, and that's just the way it's been for a very long time. So I feel sorry for the people in that neighborhood that they have to keep fighting a uphill battle. And more than likely, just like this couple who's filling in potholes, they're going to have to take measures into their own hands because the city of Compton won't do anything. And if they do, like I said, it's going to be a Band-Aid solution. Probably some of you, if this gets word out, well, why don't you do anything, blah, blah, blah. I don't live there. I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. But I get to complain about it because it's my right. I used to live in that city, and I used to deal with all that stuff with the city of Compton. I used to deal with a lot of inactivity from the city of Compton when I used to call them for issues, for problems. Back in the days, they never did anything. The only group of people in the city of Compton that actually took action for anything that I called in for or whatever it was the sheriffs. Anytime. I know they had their hands full with gangs, with violence, with massive parties and stuff like that, but they always did their best to do their job under the circumstances that they were in. But other than that, the officials, nothing, man, nothing. So like I said, this ain't nothing new. This has been going on for years. And here's the story that I'm going to share with you. And it happened in high school, Compton High School. I was a student there from, I think, 95, 96 was my freshman year, and I graduated in 99. So if I got the dates correct, that's when it happened. 1995, we were on. He fell asleep. Look at that. So 1995, I remember this was for the, what did they call them? Cat 5 tests? Cat E tests back in the days, the national ones. I don't know if it's the statewide ones or the nationwide ones. I remember one day in our homeroom class, whenever those tests are done, I remember the teachers, the homeroom teachers, in this case mine, and I found out throughout the day with my other friends who were in other classes, it happened to them too. The homeroom teachers were passing out booklets with the answers to the test, okay, to the national test. And when I figured out what it was, I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm not going to use this. That's just me. I'm just being honest with you. I didn't peek. I just put it to the side, and because I've always been a student who wanted to know where I stand against everybody else. And cheating for me was just, it was, sure, I live in Compton, yeah, but you know what? Cheating for me was not something that I live by. It's not my code. It's never been ingrained in me to cheat. I know the majority of the school, I want to say, I don't know if this was just the 9th graders. That's the only thing I cannot confirm, if it was just 9th graders, the freshmen, or if this was school-wide for 10th, 11th, and seniors. But I know for a fact that the majority of the 9th grade classes, through their homeroom teacher, in their homeroom class, got the answers to the upcoming test, okay? And so, obviously, they were trying to keep this on the low. And for the reason, because whatever, they needed funding. I think that's what their excuse was. So everybody saved those sheets. Every time they gave a new one out, I just threw it away or gave it to somebody who was really desperate for it. So the testing happened, and test day or week, whatever it was, happened. I did my test the way I should have done it. The way I did it, obviously. Not cheating. Just my own brain, my own smarts, and I was happy with that. I was content with that. A lot of people that who have history of not doing well on tests did fantastic on tests. And so test week was over. They got the results, and hypocritically, the entire school, principal, vice principal, and everybody there did gathered all the students in the assembly hall, whatever. And they were hypocritically celebrating that we were number one, I think, in the nation, in the state, in the country, I don't know what. Number one for test scores. And so I was just shaking my head throughout this whole process, and apparently they got funding or something like that. What happened, whatever. I want to say either it happened that year or the next year. Obviously, when you do something bad, it eventually catches up to you. And because I remember one of the reasons why the cheating was, the answers were given out was because the previous years from us did so bad on test scores that they were going to, I think they said, if I remember correctly, I'm talking about, 1995. This was what, 20 years ago? 25, 30? I don't know. See, I'm not good at math. I forgot that. 1995, they mentioned that the previous years did really poorly in their test scores, in the national test scores, that the accreditation was going to be removed from the school, and also funding, and that it was going to be closed down. Apparently. That was the reason of why they did what they did. And so we came in, and because we're a fresh new batch of students, I guess that's where it is. They were trying to say, oh yeah, the freshmen, did fantastic, and so, our previous school years were terrible, but look at this new batch of kids that we got. They're bright, young, future rocket scientists, scholars, blah, 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 blah. And so, it just is what it is. And so, eventually they got found out, And I want to say that the principal and maybe the vice principal got fired either that year or the following year. I don't know what happened to the funding, but I remember school officials, not school officials, I think state officials were there. I remember seeing them. I remember the walkthrough and everything. And next thing you know, we don't see the principal or the vice principal anymore. I don't remember their names. But after that, we went through a series of vice principals and principals. And, the last stack that we got when I was there my last year were even the worst, too. They were trying to shape up the school like if it was some sort of military type of thing. And they didn't do a good job because they're terrible. I'll tell you the story about them on another time. But so that's corruption right there. 1995 in schools, okay? In schools. And students seeing that, students knowing that, they probably thought, hey, if they could do it, so can I. So it's something that's been ingrained somehow. And that's at a school level, okay? At a school level. Who knows how else it was for the other schools? I don't know. Maybe it was the same, maybe it wasn't. If you have a story like that, if you went to Centennial, or if you went to Dominguez, or even to the middle schools, Davis, that's the only one I remember. Bunch, was that a middle school or was that a elementary school? But yeah, if you have stories of corruption like that throughout your schools, hey, share them in the comments below. Share this video with other people who went through Compton High in the 90s or whatever, if they remember any kind of stuff, or even if they remember this incident. Share it with them. Talk about it in the comments, man. I want to hear your point of view. I want to see what you remember. But so that was that, man. That's some hardcore corruption right there in the school. And even then, like I said, once we got the new administration later on, there was a different level of corruption. And I think I shared that in my other video, another previous video, but I'll share it with fresher details. But the second story I want to share with corruption to end this video was because I did not fully graduate with the full credits, according to what the school told me. I had to deal with adult school later on. And I had tried previously 3 or 4 times, or 2 or 3 times, and every single time at Compton Adult School, or what they call Compton Night School as it's more commonly known, every single time the office or the administration would always give me some sort of excuse that I was not fully registered when I paid and got and had my receipt, that the teacher did not input my grades, that was another year, or that I was not marked as present, or that my final was not recorded. So after a while, I was flipping tables and just getting really upset at how everything was handled. So I tried one more time on the insistence of my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, to go try it one more time. So very hesitantly I go, and this was years after all that level of corruption. I go and I talk to the office, right? I go into the office and I'm already like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I didn't even want to fill in the registration form or pay my fees or anything like that. And so I remember going to the front office and say, you know what, is there a head principal or a head counselor, somebody that I can talk to about my situation? And I wish I would have remembered this man's name. This guy saved my, you can say my educational career in Compton. I wish I would have remembered his name. I'm pretty sure if I see him, or if I see the list of that year that I went to and took all that stuff, I thanked him so much afterwards, but I wish I would have remembered his name. He was one of a kind. He was one of a kind in that corrupt city, especially for the schools. But he helped me so much. He figured out that originally that the school was lying to me, okay, about needing more credits. I didn't need any more credits. I was already good on credits. They said I needed 3 classes, which was 15 credits or something like that. And I was already good on credits because I had extra stuff and over classes and things like that, and they had lied to me for so many years that I needed more credits, but I didn't need any more credits. I didn't need anything at all. I don't know what had just so that got me really upset. But at the same time, when this man told me that I didn't need anything anymore, it was just a weight off my shoulders, because I was like, man, you slave away in school, technically, your mind, just to tell you that, hey, you're missing some classes or you're missing some credits, whatever, just because of some corrupt teachers, corrupt administration. And then I had to struggle for years trying to get my full. I didn't want my GED. I wanted my diploma because I know what I worked for. I know that I'm not a moron. I know that I didn't slack whatever it was. Obviously, sure, I ditched here and there, but that didn't affect anything. It was just the teachers, you know. And so that was a huge weight off my shoulders. And I remember this man he helped me out tremendously. He looked at my records, he looked at my official transcripts, and he said that he was gonna help me out. I registered. He made sure that everything was good. He gave me the receipt. He signed it. He stamped it. I did what I needed to do. I took the final. I think it was a essay about how music in schools is very important and how it has helped me. Like band, orchestra, whatever it is. And so I remember it helping me in elementary school, but that's a long story. So I did great on the essay. I passed it with flying colors. And, he congratulated me. He shook my hand. I shook his. I respect the man so much. And he gave me my diploma. In my transcripts, it should say that I'm fully graduated from high school with a diploma, not a GED, with everything. And he told me, hey, you know what? Your story is great, that you persevered, that you fought through this. He understood the level of corruption in the city, in the schools, in everything. And so he told me, hey, man, your story is great, and I wish that you can reconsider sharing this on the graduation podium. And I didn't really want to. I was over everything already. I was very glad that he helped me out. But I didn't want to share it because I was done. I was done with the city of Compton. I was done with the educational system. I'm very grateful to this man for everything he did for me, and he understood. He understood why I didn't want to do it, but he knew that my story would be an inspiration to somebody. But I didn't want to do it. Honestly, I was just done. I was just fed up. So, but come on, even years after all that stuff in the schools, there's so much corruption there. So that's what I'm saying. If the level of corruption is all the way at the bottom of the schools in the city, you can't even imagine how much corruption, how much hypocrisy, how much lying is within the city, the officials themselves. Like I said, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people in there, or 1 or 2% of all of them that are in there, that are good apples, that are trying to do their job, but they can't keep fighting an uphill battle forever. My hat's off to you. I salute you if you are there, if this video ever reaches you. But I think that the whole basket of rotten apples needs to get thrown out and start fresh, because then that city is never going to get out of that rut that it's in, and it's always going to be cycles of corruption for the city of Compton. Thank you for listening to my rant. I went on for 27 minutes, almost 30. You see, I can talk a lot, man. I can talk a lot. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to subscribe for my videos, for my rants, or for my Minecraft stuff, or for whatever else my mind decides to put out there for you. And don't forget to like. I appreciate your time. Thanks for ranting. Leave your comments below. Follow me on Instagram. I think I have the link somewhere in my YouTube page. And I hope you have a blessed day, and drink your water. And don't forget to exercise. Do some squats. Y'all need some squats. Get off that chair. Go run. Your body needs it. Don't let diabetes run in your family. You do the running. Check you out on the next time.